Hello students, how are you? I am glad to meet you all through this video. Congratulations and welcome to Standard 7. This year we are going to learn many interesting topics in science. Come on, let's go! Look at these pictures. Can you make out the difference? Yes, one side we have living organisms and other side non-living. Can you recollect the characteristics of living things that we learned in the earlier classes? Good, very good. Living things respire, good, grow, yes, reproduce, eat food, respond to stimuli, die. Very good. Last year, we learned about nutrients. Nutrients enable living organisms to build their bodies, to grow, to repair damaged parts of their bodies, and provide energy to carry out life processes. Hope you remember the components of food. Nutrients or components necessary for our body. Carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. Carbohydrates and fats are energy giving food. Proteins, very good, yes, are body building food. Vitamins and minerals protect us from diseases. What do we observe? Yes, food chains. In all three cases, we see animals are directly or indirectly dependent on plants for food.
Plants are extremely important in the lives of people all over the world. Now let's go on a nature walk around our own campus, SBOA School and Junior College. Our school has rooftop garden, medicinal herbal garden, plants on the walls, around the ground, everywhere and anywhere.
Plants are the only organism that can prepare food for themselves by using water, carbon dioxide, and minerals. The raw materials are present in their surrounding. Today, we are going to learn more about nutrition in plants. Nutrition is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. Nutrition simply means the food taken in by the living organism. How do you think plants take or get their nutrition? Is photosynthesis the only way? There are two modes of nutrition: autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophs means self-nourishment. Heterotrophs mean other nourishment. Now let's see the difference between autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs make their own food. Heterotrophs cannot make their own food, must obtain energy from outside sources. Example for autotrophs: plants, some protists, and some bacteria. Example for heterotrophs: animals, fungi, and some bacteria. Now we come to the exciting part of the lesson. Quiz time! Observe the picture and tell whether it is an autotroph or heterotroph. First one, correct. Heterotroph. Second, correct. Heterotroph. Third, correct. Autotroph. Which part of our house do we see here? Yes, kitchen. Kitchen is the place where food is prepared. It is of course the food factory of our house. But before the cooking process, the ingredients have to be bought. So, our parents buy vegetables, groceries from vegetable shop or supermarkets. And if it is non-vegetarian, chicken from chicken stall. Then ingredients reach our home. And after that, our mother prepares the recipe by a step-by-step process. Then the yummy, delicious food reaches our dining table, and then it gets served to all family members. Now, coming to our plants. We know that they are autotrophs, that is, they make their own food. But several questions arises. Where is the kitchen or the food factory of plants? How do plants obtain raw materials from the surrounding? How do they transport the raw materials to food factory? Now let's see how the process of food preparation is carried out in plants. Yes, leaves of different shape and design are the food factory of plants. The process of preparing food occurs in leaves. Last year, we learned the different parts of the leaf. Do you remember? Yes, the midrib, the vein, the lamina, etc. And we also learned the two types of venation. Can you guess? Yes, the parallel and the reticulate venation. Now observe this diagram for a few minutes. Can you see upward arrows and downward arrows? The upward arrows go from the roots through the stem to the leaves. These are xylem tissue which carry water and dissolved minerals up from the roots to the food factory. After the food is prepared, phloem tissues carry food up from leaf to different parts of the plant. Now, can you understand how the raw materials reach the leaf? Water and minerals present in the soil are absorbed by the roots and transported to the leaves. They are transported to the leaves by the vessels which run like pipes throughout the root, the stem, the branches, and the leaves. They form a continuous path or passage for the nutrients to reach the leaf. Then the prepared food from leaves are transported to other parts of plant such as roots and stems. Now, can you name the two tissues? Yes, correct. Xylem and phloem. Now coming to the next raw material, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide from air is taken in through the tiny pores present on the surface of the leaves. During photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is taken in and oxygen is released, and it happens only during daytime. On the contrary, during respiration, oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is released, and it happens both during day and at night. Now coming to our tiny pores. Last year, we have learned about these tiny pores. These pores are surrounded by guard cells. Such pores are called stomata. Can you see in the picture the tiny pores which are guarded by the guard cells? Now that we are learning about guard cells, we need to know about cell. Just as a building is made up of bricks, the bodies of living organisms are made up of tiny units called cells. Yes, cells cannot be seen with our naked eye. It is very tiny. So, how can we observe a cell? Do you know the instrument which is used to observe tiny organisms? Yes, you are right. Microscope. Cells can be seen under the microscope. Some organisms are single-celled or unicellular. Example, amoeba. Some are multicellular. Example, human beings, lion. Let us now learn the parts of cell. Cell is enclosed by a thin outer boundary called cell membrane. Can you see in the diagram? Most cells have a distinct, centrally located spherical structure called the nucleus. The nucleus is surrounded by a jelly-like substance called cytoplasm. This knowledge is enough for Standard 7. We will learn more about cells, animal cell and plant cell in Standard 8. You have been listening for a long. Now let's do some brain gym exercise to activate our brain. Now let's recall what we learned today. Nutrients are the components necessary for our body. Nutrition is the mode through which organisms take in food and utilize it to gain energy. Then we saw the two modes of nutrition, autotrophic and heterotrophic. Then we saw that leaves are the food factory of plants. Then we saw how water and minerals get transported to leaf through tissues like xylem and phloem, and how the prepared food reach the other parts of the plant. Then we saw about the guard cells and stomata and how the carbon dioxide is taken in for food preparation. So did you all understand what we learned today? Now let's take up a small assignment and check our understanding. Assignment Roman letter 1. Fill in the blanks. Number 1. The components essential for our body are called dash. 2. Carbohydrates, dash, and fats are important nutrients. 3. All animals, directly or indirectly, Dash on plants for food. 4. The intake of food by an organism is called dash. 5. Carbon dioxide from air is taken in through tiny pores called dash. Roman letter 2. Answer the following. Number 1. Why do organisms take food? 2. What are autotrophs? 3. What are heterotrophs? Now let's look at the answers. Roman letter 1. First one, nutrients. Second, proteins. Third, depend. 4. Nutrition. 5. Stomata. Roman letter 2. First answer. All living organisms require food to survive. It gives them energy to perform various activities. The various components present in our food provide energy to our body. They are also important for growth and development of our body. Number 2. Autotrophs are organisms which make their own food. Example, plants. 3. Heterotrophs are organisms which cannot make their own food and they depend on other sources. Example, animals. Hope this part of the lesson was interesting and informative. We have some more exciting topics following, like other modes of nutrition in plants, insectivorous, saprotrophs, and symbiotic. Thank you, children.